Okay, so I pulled over. I mean, I'm just chilling, relaxing, moving real slow today. From speech to steps, just awareness of awareness itself. Um, if you could have told me a year ago that I would be in this exact parasympathetic drive mode, default mode, like permanent activation, well, I'd had to know what that meant. Now I understand it, and it's got to be mind baffling, I would think, to somebody on the outside, but looking in, because I am embodying what has really never been. Okay, we all embody the same things. It's just the recognition of certain things, and it feels as though recognition breeds coherence. Coherence is contagious, which helps other nervous systems stabilize upon interaction with said individual without saying a word, proving how our nervous systems communicate first. Anytime I start burping and doing physical things when I'm speaking, my body's confirming, yes, buddy, you're right. Keep going, keep going. Well, I'd have never known that I could have developed a communication system within that is so accurate, and not only naming and describing, which matched up with any collective all reasoning documentation of any kind. They've just never seen it in one person over the same period of time staying consistent. It's been bits and pieces of information, of certain blips of coherency. It reminds me of the yin and the yang, and I lived in that yin so long, where the for everybody good there's but a speck of bad, for everybody bad there's but a speck of good, or for all, as much blackness as darkness, and vice versa. It would be the brightness on the outside, which was one time a little white dot that I was able to get into and open up and transfer to the other side. So, like basically going from a sympathetic mindset to a parasympathetic mindset. At one time, I believed there was right and left brain hemispheres. If left brain dominant, and I still believe that. However, there's not enough studies on the vagal nervous system and the way it operates. Obviously, because nobody has it. They didn't know that the system would autonomically regulate once in coherence. Versus what happens to most is that, and what used to happen to me too, is as I get blips of coherency, and every time I'd be like, damn, what did I just got? Everything made sense for a second. Shit, what the fuck? Now it makes sense regular. But even with this, it took time to exactly discover and learn how it works. Like, at first, pattern recognition, I thought of clothes. My literal is so thinking. But I guess that's what helps me and keeps me out of mysticism. Well, especially since I was sick and tired of living on a hope and a prayer. Because what I learned very quick, you cannot, not only can you not rely on praying to yourself about yourself, there is not a goddamn thing in the prayer in the world that can help anybody else. For coming from you. All it will do is, if that person is in misery and you're praying for them to get better, is that while you're praying, you're going to feel the misery and the stress, or at least an idea of the person you're praying for. That idea, once absorbed, it slows, it distorts the nervous system. There's so much. And it doesn't overwhelm me, but I just know the autonomic capabilities is living in this way is so much better than Adam and Eve and Steve and all that shit. Okay? Reality makes clear. It gives explanations and reasoning for everything you want to question. There is an ultimate in answer to everything I want to know. Some things, however, I refuse to dive into because the not knowing is like there's no need to know beyond something. Like how far you push things. I'll tell you how far my brain goes though. Having this high responsive processor. Upon trying to figure out evolution and all this shit, my first question was, God damn, how did they go from water to land? Or vice versa, or whatever. And what came to my mind was, the frog and tadpole. Just that answer, my mind quickly, I had certain, I could see the process. And in that discovery, I was good. I have no need to want to question or go further because there's just, what good will it do? Sometimes you got to break it down to the smallest. Sometimes you take it where you can get it where it's already been obtained and recognized and make more of it. But most of the time, you just gotta sit with it for a second. Take it in and realize it. Wow. Really? Yeah. You didn't have any flowers growing out your ass and nothing, you good, T.